Hi there, this is Dr. John, your physics and math professor, coming to you with another quadratics quiz question. We want to find the vertex form of the following. 4x squared plus 16x plus 11 equals 0. Remember, there's three basic forms that we're going to find our quadratic equations in. They all contain the same information, but the different forms allow us to extract some information very easily. The standard form, which is what this is, there's something x squared plus something x plus just a number. That would be the standard form. We can often use the quadratic equation for that to help us to find the places where it hits the x-axis, the x-intercepts. The other is the vertex form, which will come like this. This may be a 1 or a 4 or some number there, x minus some number squared minus plus another number. This helps us, this number here and this number helps us to find the vertex, which is the lowest point or the highest point on the graph, and we can go from there then in figuring out what the graph looks like. This factored form allows us again to find the x-intercepts, where it hits the x-axis, where y is equal to 0. These are all very useful. They can often be converted from one form to another. So what they want us to do here is take the standard form, bring it into vertex form. I'm going to erase this side and we're going to work on this. So here on this side, I've rewritten this equation. I've just removed the equals 0. We can always make whatever we change here. We're just modifying the form. We're keeping the same information. We can just make it equal to 0 at the end. So now we're going to see if we can take this and convert this from the standard form into the vertex form. To do this, what we would do is we would take the plus 11 and we're just going to pull it over a little bit. It's just still going to be plus 11. It's going to make some space and a dotted line here. So we're just going to work with these two terms. When we have something like this, to complete the square, what we do is we take the first two terms, the x squared term and the x term, pull out whatever is in front of the x squared term, because we want that to be just simply an x squared. So it's going to be 4x squared plus 4x. This is the same as this. We haven't changed any values. We still have this plus 11 looming out here, sitting over there. So now what do? Well, we want to create something that's something squared. Like, for example, we want to have x plus 3 squared. We want to have something like that to replace this. Because when we have the vertex form, we want to have something squared plus a number. It might be plus 11. We're going to try to figure out what this value is that we put in here. Now, if we did this, we're going to get what? X squared plus 6x plus 9. Notice it's in that form, x squared, and then here's the next term. And what is it value that we're going to need here to make x plus something squared? Notice here, if this is a 6x, that 3 is half. That's like the cross term, so it's half of that. So we're going to want half of this, so it's a 2 there. Let's erase this for a second. So this is x plus 2 squared. The first term is x squared. The second term is 2x plus 2x, that's plus 4x. That's this term. But notice we've also added a plus 4. We don't want to add a plus 4 because that makes this term here, just put a dotted line down there, we're keeping the 4 out in the front. This term here would make that bigger than this term. So we're going to have to subtract a 4. Now in this case, these two things here is the same as this. Because here we added a 4 and then subtracted a 4 out again. All right. Now we have this. So all of this now looks like I completed the square thing. However, all of this is still inside the brackets multiplied by 4. So at this point now we can bring that 4 back into play. And we'll make this 4 here, it becomes 4x plus 2 squared. That's these first terms. Then it's minus 16, this times this. And then we still bring down, now we bring down the plus 11 from way down here. We can include this, minus 16 plus 11 leaves us with minus 5. Now we have completed the square. We've converted all of this. I'm going to take this plus 11, move it back in there so we know it's part of that. We've taken this whole thing here and converted it to this. Just shifted forms so we can see the vertex much easier. Notice this here and this represents where the vertex is. So we've put this right into here. I'm going to put this under here for our answer. It's 4x plus 2 squared minus 5. Remember, I promised we would just make this equal to 0. Because all we've done is reformat or change the way that this information is expressed here. It's still equal to 0. So now we've taken this into vertex form, just like they asked. Hope that helps. I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.